Hi friends, it's Katie. Welcome back to my studio. It's here. It feels ridiculous to say it's finally here because I only ordered like 5 days ago. It is Friday, September, whatever day that is. 5th, 6th, who knows? Time has no meaning. That I just ordered, 5 days ago. But Catherine is close to an airport and I am close to an airport, and so that means that packages from Sterling Inc. to my house come pretty quickly. So it just came in a box. I opened it weird because I didn't want to show you my address and I also didn't feel like blocking it out. That's what happened. I only got the one planner, so there was some packing material required to fill out that box. Oh, well that's fun. I expect that's partially for their sake so they can quality detect, but it's kind of interesting to have like this cutout. That's neat. And then, the box, this is pretty similar to what we've got in the past. This is kind of different though. Oh, interesting. As freebies go, I don't hate that. It's almost like a pencil board. I don't have any like official pencil boards from places. It's not like plastic or whatever, but it's a substantial cardstock. And it's got the whole year on it, and it's the size of my planner. So I like that a lot. Better than the little business cards, which are cute, but like, I don't know. Not using them for anything. So as you can tell, I got this planner with the gold edges in the compact. This is, as I'm sure you've heard me say several times in previous, the B6 Slim Horizontal Compact. It only came in mist, which I have mixed feelings about. I really like mist, which is why I've previously bought it in this year's Passport Planner and in the B5 notebook. So I do genuinely like it, but I was kind of hoping for something new, but I have come to really understand how she did her colors and sizes this year. So here it is. This is my first time ever holding a B6 Slim planner. I've used like a week's size notebook before, and I wish I had it with me, but I don't. Weeks is like just a tiny bit taller and about like a half an inch narrower. I do have my B6 around somewhere. This is my B6 half year, and it's got a little chunk going on already, but you can see it's a little more than half an inch, I think, narrower. Let's check. I'm sorry for my people who prefer metric. Okay, so it's 3/4 of an inch narrower, and so that's 3/4 of 25. So it is substantially narrower. When I was looking at the dimensions like ahead of time, I was like, it's not that much. Like, am I going to feel like, if I feel like this is too big for my purse, is this actually going to feel smaller? And not just for my purse, but for my work desk, which is very small and full of clutter, but that's my own fault. But the thing about like it, at least for the desk, right, is that the difference in width gets multiplied by 2 when it's open, right? So it's not like a huge difference, but I think for my small desk, it's a substantial difference. So I'm not at all thinking here, wow, this is too wide. I think it's a really nice size. I think I would have been happy with the weeks too, but the The B6 Slim gives me a little more options. This was the N1 inserts that I made, and I knew they were a little narrow. Yeah, they were about 1/4 inch too narrow, and that's what it was. So my testers weren't quite true. Oh good, things are falling. But I don't feel disappointed by any stretch of the imagination. It feels so good in the hand, where this one feels like, so I have small hands, where this one feels like it extends quite a lot past my hand. This one feels like we're nearly there, like my hands are encompassing it. This is dumb. I don't know why I'm spending so much time talking about this, but I think you guys know what it feels like. This also feels very floppy, which this one would probably feel more floppy if I didn't have so many stuff stuck in it, so that's on me. Yeah. Okay, should we actually look at the insides? For the most part, I'm assuming you all know what Sterling Ink Common Planner looks like. Here's the like fly leaf that's glued. Here's the year overview. You can see this is like black on like bright white cardstock, and you can see how much lighter the font is, although I think this font is lighter than what's in the actual guts of the book. Then we've got a blank grid page with the dots. Here's the goal breakdown. We'll see if I actually use this year. I haven't in either of the previous years. Here's the new page, and I'm actually quite excited about this. I hadn't actually paid too much attention to it in her videos because I didn't care that much. But I think in the past I was thinking of using these as symptom trackers, and I still could, but I think I'm going to use this one because you can look at the whole year at a glance. And what's nice about this B6 Slim size, maybe it's true of all the sizes, these squares are very small. They're definitely smaller than the other ones. There's five squares across. And what I like to do, because a lot of my symptoms are food related, food or sleep tend to be what is a problem. There's room for like, I do breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then like nighttime or early morning. I've got room for different things, and then I just have a little key of like I just mark like a one letter or one symbol thing in here, and I think that's going to be perfect. I'm very excited for this, and I need this to be something in my EDC that like travels with me everywhere I go, because sometimes that's when symptoms happen, believe it or not. Thankfully, a bunch of my problems have gotten really well managed lately, and I don't actually have to track too much. But it's nice to be able to have the whole year all there together. I'm not sure how I'm going to use these quarterly pages. I've tried a number of times, and I kind of fail. It's new now that these are shaded. That doesn't bother me at all. There's all 4 quarters. This is actually my first compact planner. That's not true. My passport was compact. I'm full of lies. So you have all 4 quarters, and then the monthlies. These monthlies are still pretty substantial. I don't tend to be a monthly planner. In my journal, I track inks, but so they're certainly narrower, but for those of us who are used to narrower planners than this, like the weeks, these seem pretty substantial to me. And so then it goes from December 2024 all the way through, I think, January 2025, 6, whatever the years are. Years are hard. And then it starts on the first week that includes January 1st, so that's December 30th, to the January 5th. Sorry, I'm distracted. this is my unboxing, and I'm excited about it. Okay, so she had been mentioning that the numbers were bolder this year. I don't have a horizontal to compare it to, but we can pull out some of the verticals. So yeah, it's like the font has been bolded, essentially. I kind of think it's maybe a lighter print that's been bolded for the font, for the text, but it's hard to really tell. It's hard to really tell for sure. And then one thing I was worried about was, like, I wondered how, okay, so they look, I was going to say how dark these horizontal lines were going to look. They look less dark here where the backing page is something else. When you go later, they look darker because they're lining up with the page below it, and so they're a little more obvious. But I can't speak as someone who has like vision impairment of any kind, so I can't speak to that if this would be better or not. I know the goal was for it to be better. My perspective is for someone who wants to ignore some of these lines. They strike me as very ignorable if I want to, which I am glad for. You know, when she was promoting that things were darker and bolder, I was glad for other people's sake, but not necessarily for my own. But I'm gonna have a very easy time ignoring those when I want. My plan is to use this as the horizontal and all of this as something else, and I think I'm going to have an easy time ignoring those lines. And then it just goes like that all the way through to the end of December. And so you've got the first couple days of January. There are these tabs on here. I don't really ever use those, but maybe I will in an everyday carry situation where this is actually my planner and not my journal. So I don't usually skip ahead in my journal. And then there's the grid pages. The Sterling Ink Compact has 119 numbered blank pages. There's one non-numbered at the beginning here for some reason. Maybe if you want an index, I'm not sure why that one's not numbered. But anyway, that's what we got here. Sometimes gold edge planners are a little sticky. This one isn't especially sticky. There's a little stick. It lays flat in the middle, no problem. At the beginning, it needs a little bit of a push, but that's pretty much it. So I've been very happy with my common planners. My passport needed a little more breaking in. You know, it's very small. The B6 always lays flat, like no problem, and this one is pretty close to that as well. Should we do a pen test? So I've never had any problems with the Tomorrow paper, the Sanzen Tomorrow paper that's in these planners. This was my third year buying them, but there's some people wondering if Sanzen, I can't talk and write at the same time, if Sanzen TRP is as reliable. People were upset with their Hobonichis some people were upset at their Hobonichis last year. I didn't have a problem. I don't remember what this is inked with. Probably what I will use in this is Diatramentis document ink. I don't have anything inked with that right now. I don't have a very wide variety of nib sizes, but this one's actually pretty broad on the reverse. This is Octopus, Write and Draw, Brown, Seahorse. No problem there. That's probably the most interesting one of my inks. This is a pretty wet, this is Diatramentus now that I think about it. This is Diatramentus Document Custom Mix. This is the yellow mixed with the black. I'm not seeing anything that you could call feathering. I recognize that I'm only using the things that I happen to have. I don't remember what ink this is off the top of my head, but it's also not feathering. All right, you want to try our Jetstreams? This is Jetstream 0.7 millimeter, I'm pretty sure. No issue with that. This isn't the pen I was looking for. Here's a Pentel Energel that has been giving me trouble elsewhere. 0.3 millimeter. No issue there. So unless we see like substantial bleeding, nope, shadowing. I'm nervous to put it down on the other side here because there's a little, what's looking like it's more substantial shadowing with a slight desire to bleed through here on the Diatramentus Custom Mix. It's mostly just on this eye. I think I would move forward without fear because in my planner I don't usually use this a pen with that, but I'm not fearful. I understand pen tests are hard to come on camera. It picks things up differently. Everything else is just shadowing. There's just like a tiny bit of maybe I want to bleed through and maybe I'm just the print of the lines on that eye. I think so. This one is fine. Obviously I'm not testing all of the pages, but I'm not fearful. Hopefully that will be true across the whole Sterling ink launch. I have one other thing to show you. So I was sad that I couldn't get any planners in the mulberry color because they weren't being sold in this size and format. So I bought these. Now these don't always show up perfectly on camera. They tend to lose some of their red. That's not bad. That's too light. Like there's a light right here that it's reflecting. It's a beautiful color. It's not coming out perfect on screen. It's like a berry with just a hint of brown. It's a that's good. With a pull-up leather. And this is what I'm going to be making. Oh yeah, that's a good shot. This is what I'm going to be making the cover out of, and I think it's going to look beautiful. So I haven't decided exactly what the format of the sewing is going to be, but it's going to be this beautiful. It's actually called mulberry leather with this in here, and then I'm going to be doing some wacky stuff with so because it's pull-up leather, it like gets lighter on the edge where you fold it. I might fold some of the other bits too to like give it some other creases in other places, just to kind of, but I haven't done that yet. But I think it's going to look beautiful with this mist. But the other thing about the mist is because I'm not wedded to it, because I've used it twice before, I am totally prepared to get weird with what I do to it. Hashtag reckless planner massacre. So stay tuned with that. I'm probably going to leave it as is initially, and then like things might get weirder as the year goes on and I get a little bored of it. That's my current plan, but we'll see. So stay tuned if you want to see weird planner hacks. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope your Sterling ink purchases go smoothly and your shipping all goes great and that you love yours as much as I love mine. Happy 2025, 4 months ahead. Bye, friends.